Hello, America. It's Sean Bianca and True News, and it's GOP Girl with the latest on Ramadan. I don't know if you all know this. Well, unless you're a Muslim, you probably wouldn't. However, Ramadan started on May 27th and ends June 24th, and it seems to be a successful Ramadan season, as just since May 27th, there have been 46 attacks and 510 people killed since Ramadan began on May 27th. So we have until June 24th. Apparently, Ramadan is the season where they fast from dawn until sunset. They are not supposed to smoke. They are not supposed to drink. They don't drink anyway. They are not supposed to partake in sexual relations. And they're not supposed to use vulgar language. They're supposed to be as pure as possible. However, apparently killing infidels, that's allowed, okay? So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a religion that during their most peaceful time is perhaps the most violent time. Because read the Quran. They're reading it every day right now. And in the Quran, it tells all to kill all non-Muslims. Now, just to keep you abreast, the Islamic attacks that have occurred in the past 30 days have been 191 terrorist attacks in 27 countries, killing 1,454 people and injuring 1,709 more. Now, of course, you all know what took place in London last night. We all knew. And this is what you don't know about. In Mula, an 18-year-old girl was shot to death by her father for having an affair. And we're in Ramadan, their most peaceful time. So they're even killing their own during this peaceful time. In Pakistan, 2 Hazara religious minorities are gunned down for their faith. That was on this 4th of June. And we have in Afghanistan, 2 religious men joined the police and then gunned down 6 colleagues in cold blood. In Kabul, Afghanistan, 87 were injured, another 20 were killed. 3 suicide bombers detonate at a funeral, killing 20 mourners. Pakistan, another 2 people were killed. 2 people are murdered over alleged adultery by a woman's brother-in-law. In India, we have a Hizb Majin member ambushing and killing 2 local security personnel, killing 2, injuring 4. In Iraq, 43 were killed. 43 civilians are massacred by the Islamic State as they attempt to flee the Caliphate. And in London, 3 Muslims shouting, "This is for Allah," plow into pedestrians on the London Bridge and then proceed to the market, stabbing people until 7 others are dead. We have 48 injured, many of them there are said to be quite a few that are suffering from certain blood disorders from the stabbing. So yesterday was quite a busy day. Now let's talk about London. We have the Mayor of London, who is, he has called out Trump for his hate speech on Muslims. The Mayor of London, who told his people that they must accept terrorism as a part of living in a city. No one should accept terrorism. And you know what? You people are. Yes, we all are. We're all accepting it because we're accepting it when we have, since 9/11, I cannot stress this enough, 30,954 terrorist attacks since 9/11. Okay? And the Mayor of London, I don't know if many of you know this, but he wasn't sworn in on a Bible, as most people, as the religion that most used to abide by in the UK. No, he was sworn in on a Quran. And get this, the Quran he could not touch after a non-believer touched it. Yes. So the mayor of London, the first Muslim mayor, was sworn in on a Quran, and he also didn't want it back. He didn't want it back because he hopes that another Muslim will use it someday. The Caliphate is upon us, people. The Caliphate is upon us, and it's here in America. The Caliphate is here, and it's living and breathing in 22 states in America. I think all of you should know this. You need to know if your state has a jihadist terrorist training camp. There's one in Boston, remember? The Boston bombers. We have Boston, where Al-Qaeda and the National Islamic Front are. In Laurel, Maryland, Al-Qaeda. In Potomac, Maryland, Hezbollah. In D.C., Hamas and Hezbollah. In Herndon, Virginia, Al-Qaeda, Islamic Jihad. In Springfield, Virginia, Hamas. In Charlotte, North Carolina, Hezbollah. In Raleigh, North Carolina, the Islamic Jihad. In Orlando, Florida, that's where we have Disney World. In Orlando, Florida, Al-Qaeda. And remember last summer, the Omar Mateen man that shot up a gay nightclub. Because liberals out there that are gay, remember the attack at the Orlando nightclub? Because there are still a lot of gay liberals out there that are still liberal. And I suggest you step up to the plate and change your views, because these people do not like you. So we have Al-Qaeda in Orlando. We have Islamic Jihad in Tampa. We have Fort Lauderdale and Boca Al-Qaeda. In Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, we have the Islamic Jihad and Hezbollah and Hamas. We have in Houston, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood. Arlington, Texas, we have Al-Qaeda. In Oklahoma City, Hamas. In Kansas City, Hamas. In Denver, Al-Qaeda. In Tucson, Al-Qaeda, Hamas. In LA, Hamas. Al-Islamiyah, Algerian Armed Islamic Group. In San Diego, the Armed Islamic Group. In Algerian Armed Islamic Group. In Oregon, Al-Qaeda. In San Francisco, Islamic Liberation Party, Abu Sayyal. In Seattle, Washington, Hybrid Fundamentalist Group, Algerian Ahmed Islamic Group. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, Muslim Brotherhood. In Detroit, Michigan, Al-Jama'ah, Hamas, Hezbollah, Muslim Brotherhood. In Chicago, Hamas, Islamic Jihad. In Kansas City, Hamas. Plainfield, Indiana, ISNA and the Muslim Brotherhood. In Cleveland, Ohio, the Islamic Jihad and the Muslim Brotherhood. Roanoke, Virginia, Al-Fuqra. In Columbia, Columbia, Missouri, we have Al-Qaeda, Hamas, and one other. New York, we have Al-Jama'ah, Islamiyah, Al-Mujahideen, Hezbollah, Jamal Islami, Al-Fuqra, Hamas. What is going on? What is going on? Is our government waiting for a full-fledged attack? 22 states with all of these jihadist training camps. We know, our government knows that we have Islamic jihadist training camps in our country. The travel ban? It's not enough, Mr. President. No. We, the people, need to call our senators, need to call our congressmen, and we need to ask that every single training camp be stormed and have every one of these people deported or put in prison. What are we waiting for? Dayton, Ohio, I see that. Someone just posted. What are we waiting for? The travel ban is said to not go to the Supreme Court until October 4th. In the meantime, we have people from 6 Muslim nations that sponsor terrorism. Although, let me just backtrack here, because there is no peaceful form of Islam, okay? No. Anyone who reads the Quran, and I've been reading different parts of it, They are not allowed to befriend us. They do not want to assimilate. They want to kill us. It orders them. It tells them. I will read you right here. This religion is sick. It is vile. This religion says, oh, you who believe, do not take the Jews and the Christians for friends. They are friends of each other. And whoever amongst you takes them for a friend, then he is surely one of them. Surely Allah does not guide the unjust people. And kill them, the unbelievers. Every other verse in the Quran speaks of killing the non-believers. Mr. President, I beg you to not allow the United States of America to be like Europe, to be like France, where the police are too afraid to go into areas. They're too afraid to go into areas to weed these people out. The same in London. They've allowed the Caliphate in, and they have allowed the Caliphate to take over. If something happens here, it is not due to President Trump and his rhetoric prior to being elected president. If something happens here, it has been in the works for quite some time. I didn't know this. Do you know that former President Clinton had a breaking fast with Muslims at the end of Ramadan at the White House? Former President George W. Bush carried on the tradition. And of course, President Obama did. We should never have had Ramadan, a break of fasting of Ramadan in the White House. This is America. This is America, and America should not condone a religion that wants to kill all non-Muslims. I cannot stress enough that there are 50 Muslim nations that they may go to. And I know we just did a killer deal with Saudi Arabia, but they believe in the Caliphate as well. Caliphate is among us. 22 states. Mr. President, I would like to see you take action. I would like to see our armed forces go into every single training camp and take these people out. And I don't care if it's a mini war. I don't care. These people in 22 states, they are planning something. They are planning something, and they are planning something big. We cannot allow this to happen. If we do not take action sooner than later, I fear it's going to be too late. Do you want to be like London? Wondering if when you go to a restaurant, if you're walking down the street, if you're walking across a bridge, do you want to be like London? Do you want to be like Paris? The Caliphate wants to take over the world. And the sooner the snowflakes and the sooner our liberals in our government realize this, the sooner we will be safe. I've had it with the Fourth Circuit of Appeals. I've had it with the court system. The court system is not working right now. Mr. President, please write a new travel ban. Mr. President, please write a new travel ban banning all Muslims, not just Muslims from 6 countries. Mr. President, write an executive order that the United States does not allow for jihadist training camps within this country. Mr. President, this is serious. And I know you have a newfound friendship with the Saudis. And I know you have a newfound friendship with 50 Muslim leaders that you gave an amazing speech to. One that was very much like the Quran. However, these people are not our friends. They are not to be trusted. I just heard a story about a man who knew an Egyptian man, a Christian Egyptian, who went into business with a Saudi, a Muslim. You know what that Saudi businessman did? He lied. He lied, and he ruined the Egyptian Christian man's life. He ruined him financially. These are not a people we can trust. Thank you for watching. I will be writing a blog. Hopefully I'll have it out tomorrow. And I will attach the website that will give you where these jihadist training camps are. I will also put the religionofpeace.com site on there as well, because if you really want to know every single terrorist attack that is taking place around the world, that site updates it as quickly as possible. Sometimes they're not fast enough, as I will find about terrorist attacks on Twitter before I will find out about on that site, but they will update it. Every single attack is on that site. People, the Caliphate is among us, and we need to speak up. Thank you for watching. This is Sean Bianca, GOP Girl, and Clean TV Live. Have a great night, everyone, and prayers for the people in London. Bye-bye.